We'll bring them all out in a minute and to the folly.
Yeah.
And you'll talk to them.
Yeah, and you'll do the running subtitles. There's a pad in there so you can take some notes. There's a little bit of information in there. Does anybody want to ask anything or say anything?
Well, for a start, like I said, inspiration and definitely how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Hands-on.
Hands-on. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, that's a really good thing to learn.
I want to go back to my place, be able to go back and just beautify it.
I know it's impossible to play around with Earth and do things without learning. That's why I'm here. Well, paper takes an enormous amount of water, unbelievable amount of water to turn into pulp. So to make that much pulp, there's probably about that much paper in the bottom and all the rest water. And if you don't have that much water, it just won't turn into a nice pulp. The next layer is going to clean it up really well. The shrinkage that occurs is the water that runs out of them. And because the cement coats the fibres, when it goes into the formwork, you know, the weight presses some water out and it'll shrink down somewhat. But the water that comes out is clear. It doesn't pull any cement with it. The cement stays clinging to the fibres.
In that one you put clay. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And cement.
Yeah.
I like that color.
If you're going to make paper logs to build a house, you want to you don't want to have to lift it because it's all very heavy when it's got water in it. So once the water's evaporated out, you've got a very light building material. And that's how they come out. It's pretty light. It's just paper and cement. 60% of paper, 20% volume, 20% cement, and 20%, you know, like sand or clay, or it doesn't really matter that much as long as it's a mix of the two. The fibre, you know, you don't get much shrinkage because of all that fibre. So the relationship of sand or clay doesn't matter that much anymore.
Also the paper is not as fine.
Oh, yeah.
Guenther said even though this is in the sun, it doesn't crack as it dries.
There is a snake going up where we've been hiding the power cable coming out of the house.
Down to the ground there. Mark has suggested that it be kept from the wall so it can be used as a handrail, which is a great idea. The snake's getting his scales now. Take some of the energy away from it.
How did it go today, Dhaj?
Well, it went very well, Pete. They're all just getting into it. They don't want to stop for lunch. They don't want to stop for smoke out.
Strange
And,
response,
you know, they're loving it.
You pleased with the snake?
I think the snake's fantastic. See, these 3 Australians here who are great people, and we don't have snakes here yet, so this could be the beginning of the brown snake. It gets its energy from that jasper rock behind him, full of energy.
He has horrific stories of people in bed and they wake up and there's a snake coiled around on their belly.
I didn't notice any fangs on it, Mum.
Sorry, Dhaj.
His mouth's not open.
We'll have to get a fork out of the kitchen and bend it around.
Just watch out he doesn't dart forward and strike.
I read a story about that when I was a kid, about a guy waking up with a snake in his sleeping bag, and it happens a real lot. And sometimes people are cornered in the house.
You'll go just about the colour of the wall, so you'll sort of blend into it. Now, delicious.
Particularly, stretched them out all the way till halfway through my trip, so...
Done well.
Bill.
This looks beautiful.
I guess we're going to be making spiders tomorrow. So I started off with a serpent theme today and ended up with a snake on the wall.
Right. Well, anybody who is ready for a swim, can just go in the swimming pool.
Strong retaining wall, will it?
It's basically like all these other garden walls. Same thing. Tunnel it in here and get it into the corner.
Gloves, scalpel.
Lots of patience.
And then move it up and you leave it, you don't touch it. If we go around the corner, you just cut into the next one. Go like that. Put it in.
So you don't
Yep.
need to work this one, like...
Not yet. We are going to work them when they start to go off. If you work them now, they just sag down further and further. And push it into the corners. Contract it a little bit, makes it a stronger brick if you do that. And then parts like this and other parts, you know, we can set the odd shaped brick into the wall. Imprint, anything.
And how high could you go? In, like, would you do one
In a
layer
day?
and dry?
In a day you do about 3 to 4, no more than 4. You go up more than 4, it just cracks too much. It's good to leave it then for the next day again. But you can build on top of that within an hour.
Oh, wonderful.
And then what to do here? Just go like that?
Yeah. Just
This is beautiful. The thing is with that, it works different to concrete. If you work them with a very wet trowel, you don't get a nice sheen on it. You sort of get a funny surface. If you work with quite a wet, dry trowel, you get a really nice surface on it. It gets really nice and shiny when they dry. See, they're pretty hard.
Yeah.
Now would be the time if you take that. You just be quiet.
Put your tongue out.
Or you can make a big
Hold it on your tongue. So that's probably high enough, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely high enough.
Oh, so she wants a bit of a flow forming. Yeah, like a bit of a, like around. Feel like everything else down there is all, it's all very gaudy, isn't it? The mixes are very forgiving, actually. I'm trying to step down. It's very forgiving material.
Oh, good. Because it must change from... That's very easy to work with.
The size of the brick that you're making, the angle you're making it, it's just all, nothing's the same. Each thing you do, each little piece you touch is unique.
Only bits that I know, like in here. I know I've done some of those. But yeah.
So was this little bit developed just around the grapevine?
Yeah.
And then...
Apparently it used to be right along there and then someone chopped it down by mistake. So she's really trying hard to preserve it this time.
By making a feature of it?
A pizza oven.
A feature of it?
A feature oven, yes.
Yeah, pizza.
Definitely not a pizza oven.
No.
A feature, yeah. I was just thinking, I don't know quite how high to go. Maybe another layer. But it would be nice to make a feature of the furnace. I've got to figure out how to get all the hardware.
Do you mean the concrete mixer and the...
Yeah. I haven't even got a wheelbarrow.
Oh,
I
okay.
asked for one for Christmas.
The hubby didn't provide.
Little glass, screen glass in there. Tiles on the top around the grapevine and finishes at the post. The end of the day, we're all gathered here. Some people are relaxed, and some people are chatting, and some people are reading.
Nobody's chatting, everybody's really headed off.
This is the outside of the same building.
Put a cut. And what you're doing with this is bringing the fine particles to the surface, which makes it shed water better. This
Should we put this one in?
Yeah, put
You want a
anything
thick
in
thing
you
in here?
fancy.
Let's just make a...
Like that.
Yeah, and then we could just
We'll build it up from behind.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And all your neighbours, broken plates and cups, and
And the potters and the broken plates and cups.
yeah.
Don't overwork it. Just form some bores and build it up like that. And don't touch it once you've got it on.
Is that right?
You would go like this. If you do it like that, it keeps all the air in and it's not as dense.
Oh, is that right?
You can just go like that.
Thin bits over the top of the ceramic where they'll just dry and break off. You want to come just up to the edge of the ceramic.
To a hard edge with
Yeah.
plenty of backing behind it.
Yeah.
And here we have the finished product. Still wet,
No, you just, like
but cleaned off.
if you're not happy with
That's where it ends at the moment.
you can just
Maybe you could get Sergeant Andraschko on that.
Trust you to catch me giving a lecture.
Every house is different, isn't it? Every house is different. I don't know whether you could pick this is a New Zealand house, this is an Australian house.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the roof took ages because we're still waiting on this wood from the sky.
Oh, is that right?
So we were, like washing out water because it was quite a wet period, and it was just like,
I remember that took a while.
yeah.
Having the wall left like that as a feature and plastered around it. These walls here, it's just your rough walls painted.
Paper.
Oh, and that's the other trick too. When you're putting reinforcing steel up in the rods, we had like a drainage pipe, which was about that big, split in the side, and we put that down the pole, and then you've got to put cement in around the reinforcing. That's one of the rules.
Oh, I like in the same wood.
A neat way to go.
Coming out there?
So those two.
Always doing something the first time is always time consuming. And when you get the hang of it,
Actually quite a bit to wind it round.
I've tried my one off the back first. It doesn't look
You've got to finger it just to sort of get the feel of it, how it's going to work as a book.
And you can sort of visually look at it and then try and see how it rolls off the end. And if it's too dry it might crumble enough, and if it's too...
So how are we looking at the moment? Is that right?
I guess that looks about right because you can roll it like that and it doesn't slip between your fingers. So it's staying in a ball and it's not too dry that it's got cracks in it.
candle and cut the cake. Thank you.
I'm glad there's not that many.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Thank you, everybody.
You're welcome.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Dhaj, for having this great workshop. Inspiring me to come to New Zealand.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, very Catholic.
Is that what it is?
That part. It's sweet, isn't it?
I didn't know that you suck the air.
They'll seal off you like nothing just over without thinking twice about it. No,
Sucker.
the way they are.
We are well organised.
You're living in a
So where are you going to go?
Somewhere different, somewhere else. Test trialling New Zealand at the moment.
Okay, that's good.
I might want to come and live here for a couple of years.
Oh, that's good. These more passes. Maybe I want to go to Australia.
Come to my house. Wait till I build a house first.
Okay.
What are you going to do when the kids leave home? I go, I'm going to leave as well.
Alright, they keep coming back.
They'll come back to an empty home. I'm not going to be there.
Yes, I know that.
It must be
But
full.
I thought, you need all that liquid with it anyway, so it might as well be used wet. But I had all these maggots in there, and all of a sudden the whole wall started to sort of move around, and then the chickens came along and started to peck out all the maggots. It was not a pretty sight. And I feel the same way about cricket.
They've got a rough shape.
Lunchtime is about to finish, and back to the slaving.
You make it much finer. No, just do it with your hands. You don't use it with your hands. Oh, is it?
So sand, clay and cement.
It's our tool to try and to do it.
Yep.
It's just...
And we have to think.
It is, I think I've got to really start, do your outdoor folly, your studio and your workshop first type of deal.
Some things are more empirical than they are statistical. But what we see, that we change the model again. So
The mosaic one's going to all fall off.
and chicken wire in there is reinforcing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, gorgeous! Yeah, lovely. The baby one. Hey, the colours are lovely, isn't it? Yeah. See this eye? That's white pebble. Yeah, from West Coast. Oh, really? It's that white quartz that just happened to have that little bit of bluey grey on the top. Okay, he's doing, what is it? A wine glass. A wine glass with the bubbles. It's obviously champagne.
It is.
Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah. It was supposed to be a rose, but it turned into a wine glass.
Oh, you haven't drunk much since you've been here.
The kids will wonder what's happened when we're not yelling at them, breaking something.
Caustic is a volcano. Oh, okay.
So it's engineers, ecology.
Exactly. There's a geological essence to it. But other people may see a flower in it. I'm not going to... I wouldn't twist people's ideas too much. We'll let them be creative in what it is. What do you think it is?
It's really tricky when
Oh, I have to go in and make that much. I'll get another one. Broken green.
Still Picasso-ish.
Is it?
And the fire is going in the oven. A little bit of smoke, which Brent's trying to fix at the moment.
And spring water.
Belinda's making a rice pizza for those people, which includes me, that have a gluten intolerance.
Brent, I can't put my hands in there, can I?
He's cleaning the plate, kitchen plate with a wet rag.
Do we have one that we want to put out?
I like the spiral on the top.
Gonna squash it flat somehow.
Other pizza getting rolled out. Some already cooked.
I'm eating a piece. Slowly.
Brent's got his pizza oven going.
Okay, Mira, bist du ein Schauspieler oder nicht? Oh ja, oh ja.
A celebration.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, that's very nice.
I got the point. Your name will always be Matu.
Great course, and we'll no doubt see you sometime soon.
Really enjoyed looking at your house. Really enjoyed the week. Mudbrook Villages. Very nice to meet you, and extremely nice to see you. Bye bye.
Hope it all goes well for you. Bye, Dan.
That's very nice to meet you here. We'll see you again. Next workshop in Australia, okay?
I'd like to invite everybody to this housewarming party.
That's good.
And we can do some mud workshops there too.
So just take on it out.